I made this pillow for one of our wonderful coworkers, Daphne, who helps coordinate all of the efforts that the interpreters do at the hospital I used to work at. First, I watched a bunch of videos and I started tracing this. I wanted the circle to be this size, and that's what I used for a template. I am kind of sorry that I did that. I should have used a circle that was much smaller, or have a piece of fabric that was bigger, because as you will see later on, I had a lot of problems. I had to readjust time and time again. I am learning this embroidery skills, and so I am making a lot of mistakes. I have been watching a lot of embroidery videos. I also don't know exactly how these people make their videos look so flawless. I am constantly moving the tambourine, as you can see, and at one point I was getting a little dizzy rewatching the video, so I had to cut off a bunch of pieces. I hope that you understand the process either way. And did you see there's a bunch of nuts all the time, things that other people don't show you. um like I was saying, Daphne is a wonderful person. I had a lot of wonderful coworkers in that job, and so if I we have, or that hospital system has several campuses, and I worked at a different campus than her. And at first, I was very concerned that because I never saw her, I was not going to be able to have a good relationship with that person, especially because every time I call her, I needed something. So, this is the, yeah. So, I'm sorry. In here, you can see that I drew a template and I tried to make it transfer to the other side, and I couldn't because this fabric is corrugated and it is also dark. So I ended up doing a lot of this freehand, and also I did some drawings with the fabric marker or the fabric pencil, but it was hard to see. And if I ever were to do something like this again, I would choose a fabric that is smooth, and I will probably buy some transfer paper so that the markings are more visible. You'll see later that that drawing ended up being more like a guideline more than a template. Um, I am this year, because of the insert financial yeah, uncertainty. I am not buying any craft materials. I am doing everything. All of my Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and everything else is gonna come out of this stash of things that I already have at home. So these were all things that I already had at home, because I want to have a low spending year this year. Again, because of the job market and the craziness with the COVID-19 and everything else. But as I was saying with our dispatch, she was so wonderful that even though I never got to see her, I made very good connections with her, and she was just so great. And then her birthday happened when I was already working in the same space as she was. At first we thought it was a bit temporary, but ended up that was a whole mess. But so for her birthday, I really wanted it to give her something, but like I said, we are very worried about finances this year. So I just looked into my box of fabric, and I have a lot of this kind of embroidery thread, because my sister-in-law gave me a huge box of them a few years back, so I've been using those. I didn't buy anything, and I am going to talk about a little bit about how, how important it is to let people know that we are thankful, um, and how sometimes it doesn't cost a lot of money. Now, time wise, this took about 4 hours, and not counting the many minutes, probably an hour I spent looking at different videos. I learned how to do those little flowers. They're called French knots, and I wanted it to have different kinds of stitches. So I looked at a few videos of people who can teach this and much better produce videos than mine. Um, but this was done while other people in the family were watching TV. I'm not a really big TV watching person, so I can sit in front. I am in the same space as they are, but while they're watching TV, I do this. Sometimes also, if the girls are doing their homework or Alex is doing something else, I will pop on my AirPods and I listen to my audiobooks while I do my crafts. um, I am hoping to do another video with embroidery in a way that I am not moving my hands so much, because I do think it's a little bit distracting. Um, I just want to let you know that she really liked it and it made me feel really good. And I think that she also felt very loved. And I hope that she's going to use this little pillow for years to come. I put that lighter thread in there to make it look a little more three-dimensional. Um, it was just like a highlight, and so I also did some flowers with this stitch right here. It's called a daisy stitch, and it is easy, and depending on how big or how small you make it, they might look like flowers or they might look like buds, and that's exactly how I did the leaves as well. I believe that we don't take enough time to show people our appreciation. I am at fault with that too, but every time I can, I will try to let people know that I appreciate the things that they do for me. I and the things that they say to me when I'm not feeling well. And sometimes there is either you don't have the money. Oh, look, so this is how it is so far. And then I added some other flowers, as you can see in the bottom, but that footage, I was moving that tambourine so much that I felt like it was a little it was just not good footage. And now I'm gonna put her name here in the middle. um, and I at first I thought I was going to leave this in the tambourine and just give it to her to hang in the wall, but then that felt a little wasteful, although it was pretty, so I decided to do a pillow instead. With her name, I just did a forward stitch, nothing fancy. I made the D later on a little thicker because I thought it needed a little bit of extra oomph. And I put a few extra details here and there to make it look more cohesive. I really enjoyed making this pillow for her. The like yeah, and finishing stitches there, and now with the sewing machine, very easy. Just the three little lines, and then I left a hole over there on the side. I did that with the wrong side out, and now I'm going to fill it with some leftover um, filling that I had here at home, and then made sure that it was very fluffy because I wanted it for this to be like a support for her back. And then I'm going to close it on the corner. There are prettier ways to do these. I've seen people do like an invisible closure. I didn't even think about looking up how to do that, but it was made with lots of love, and I know that she liked it. And this is the end product. I love giving people who I like and I appreciate homemade gifts. I believe that when you put the time and effort to give someone something that you've made, um, it just makes them feel very, very good. It makes me feel good when people give me homemade gifts. And so I wanted to do this gift for this lady that I was for Miss Daphne, because she was fantastic when I worked with her. We, as I mentioned before, we didn't really see each other very much, but her impact in my life was very, very big. I appreciated everything that she did for me, and I hope that I will continue being friends with her in the future, even if we don't see each other very often. Oftentimes, we want to do something
to show our appreciation for others. I used to think that you have to do like a grand gesture or buy something very expensive, or sometimes you start waiting for the right moment to do this, or the moment that you have a lot of money or resources to do that. But I've found out that even small things that you do for people bring a lot of happiness. The other day, one of my daughter's friends sent me flowers, and they were on our kitchen table for about a week and a half. And every time I looked at them, I just beamed. I was so happy. And I hope that when I do give people small tokens of appreciation, especially if they're homemade or handmade, that they will feel that way as well. I think that for showing our love, the only thing that we need is a little bit of time. Sometimes it's a handwritten note. Sometimes it could be just a text message or a joke. When you have more time, you can do, embroidery or a painting or what have you. Also, I am working on propagating some gardenias, and I put an extra two of them in there so that I can pot them and possibly give them to a couple of my friends as gifts as well. So a lot of times, for you to show your appreciation and your love for somebody, it doesn't need to be something expensive or too elaborate. I think most people who are worthy of your time, will appreciate your effort and will treasure whatever it is that you give them, with the same love that you give. I hope that everyone has a wonderful week. This week I have been learning a new skill, and it's been very challenging, but I'm excited because I like to learn new things, and I hope that very soon I can tell you more about it. I miss all of you, the people that I don't get to see in person anymore. But this is a wonderful way to tell you what I'm up to these days. And I hope that you're having a wonderful week, and that you will leave me a comment if you have any ideas on what I should try to do for a video. Let me know. I am working on a gardening video because we made when I was feeling really, really low, we started gardening again. And we have a flower bed, a vegetable bed, and I will show you guys in another video how that's going. Most of my vegetables are being eaten by the many critters that live in our backyard. We have rabbits, we have that live there, not ours, but just like there's rabbits in there. There are lots of squirrels and chipmunks and birds, and so most of the produce is going to them, but we still got some things. And so I'm planning to show you guys that in another video one of these days. But yes, when you want to show your appreciation for someone, don't think that you're constricted by your financial situation or even time. A small note, a small drawing, some flowers that you can pick from your garden. I made this pillow, a small embroidery, or whatever thing that you do, or maybe write a poem. And people will appreciate that, and it will make their day. It definitely makes my day when when my children give me a drawing or a painting. It just makes me so happy. At last, I want you to remember that you are beautiful, you are worthy, and you are deserving of love and happiness. And I love you guys. Thank you.